Hi everybody, it's Sandy, and it is Friday, December December 22nd, almost Christmas. Coming back for a hopefully short video. Don't have a whole lot to show you, but I do have some, and I have some winners to announce, and a few things to talk about. First, I want to say welcome to all the new subscribers. I saw that I have picked up some since the last time. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for the likes. I really appreciate that. And I hope that you enjoy my video and that you'll come back again. So, first, an update on my great niece Olivia. She finished her first round of chemo, and for those of you that don't know, she's 7 years old and she has leukemia. And so she finished her first round. She had a bone marrow biopsy and everything looked good. So that is fantastic news. She starts right away. She starts her next round of chemo. It's still once a week. And hopefully every time she finishes a round, it'll be good news. So we will keep praying. And for those of you that aren't praying people, just please keep good thoughts for her and her family, and we will all appreciate it. So thank you. I had a finish, and it was one that I never expected to finish it when I started it, at least not this quickly. I had started it in, I think, November, and I finished it this last week, and I FFO'd it, and I love it. I've already shared it on Instagram and Stitch Mania and Cross Stitch Finish Line, and got a lot of comments and a lot of likes and loves, and I love it too. But I'm going to give it away. And the more I think about it, the more I think, oh, I don't know if I want to give it away, but I am. And I don't want to say who I'm giving it to because it's going to be given away for Christmas. And those persons just might watch this video before then. Probably not. But they might, so I don't want to take that chance because I want it to be a surprise. So here is, oh, too much glare. I'm having a really hard time with light in here today because it's a dreary, dreary, rainy day in northern Ohio. And I'm struggling to get enough light in here because if I use those lights behind me, they just kind of explode in the screen, and I don't want that. But here he is. Here's Woodland Santa, and I'm going to keep trying to hold him so that he doesn't glare. And he has little snowflakes all around him and on the tree and his suit and everything. And I don't know if you can see the ones. They're a really light blue and on white Ada. And but they're there. And this was a quick and easy stitch. I loved it. That's why I kept working on it. I fully intended to put it away, but it just kind of was pulling me. And so I went ahead and I finished it all up. It is on 11 count Ada. I don't normally use that, but I had some up there. And so I thought, well, I might as well use it up. And I used DMC floss, and I used 3 strands for the cross stitches, and I used 2 strands for the back stitches. And this came out of a book called The Big Book of Holidays, and I couldn't tell by their picture. It was showing back stitching in a couple of colors. I couldn't tell where that was supposed to be on the pattern, so I just did it all, and I think it was 33.71, so I just did it all in that, and I think it turned out really nice. So there is my finish. and also a gift. What I'm thinking about doing is maybe in July for a Christmas in July start, I might do this again on 14 count, but do it for myself this time because it is such a quick and easy stitch. I was able to stitch it up in a few weeks, so I might do that. And then again, I might find something else I like better and do that, so we'll see. Okay, now I wanted to show you my current WIPs. I don't have a whole lot that I'm working on because I spent so much time doing that Santa. But I did get a little bit of back stitching in my Paula Vaughn Spring Garden spot. And so I will show you that. There is my Spring Garden spot. I love this and I hate it. I loved putting all the cross stitches in there. I'm hating the back stitching. The problem with the back stitching on this, and I hope I'm still got it in the screen there, is that every time you make a stitch, the next one goes in a different direction. So there's no back stitching where you're going and you can follow, you know, like a particular color on the pattern or something. Nope. So it takes forever. And I've been back stitching on this for a long time, but I got to keep plugging away. So I did get a few more strands into that. Okay, then I pulled out my Quaker Diamonds. And I didn't bring the picture down here, but I think most of you know what the Quaker Diamonds is and what it looks like. Rosewood Manor. And I have some threads on this. That's why I'm trying to get this set so you'll be able to see it a little better. I'm stitching this on 14 count hand-dyed Jobelan Ada by Witchelt, and I love this material. It's in the color Dense Fog. I got this from my local LNS, and I will be going back there to buy more fabric. They have beautiful hand-dyed fabrics in there, and they may cost a little bit more than what I can get other fabric, but it's beautiful. And I think you'll agree. The fabric, it's pretty true to life. It's kind of like a grayish green here. And that's where I'm at. And other than just a few stitches at the bottom, I have finished page 1, and I started onto page 2 on the side over here, right down in here. This is into page 2, and I didn't want to go up and dig out the page that would go under here, so I left out a couple of stitches down in here, and I will pick those up when I get to that, when I move down on the pattern. But I'm loving stitching this. It's beautiful. The problem that I find I'm having with this is that I sit and I stare at it. I'll finish up one thread and go to get another one loaded up on my needle, and I'm just sitting there and I'm just looking at it and just admiring the colors on here. And this is not the Valdani threads. This is Weeks Dye Works and Gentle Arts that my local LNS owner worked with me to replace the Valdani because I just couldn't afford Valdani. And I think it's beautiful. And I don't know how good it's showing up on camera, but for me, sitting and looking at it, I'm just enthralled with it. I'm enthralled with the design. And I could just sit here and just talk about it. You don't want to hear me just go on and on, so I'll just leave it there. This one I haven't worked on, but this is the one that I got out today, and I know you haven't seen this one in a while. This is, oh shoot, what was the name of this one? It's one of the outhouses. But anyways, it's all done except for the back stitching. There's some back stitching that was done, but some not. So I got this out today, and I thought, today I'll work on some of the back stitching and see if I can't get it finished And then I could have another finish before the end of the year. I don't know whether that'll happen or not. Let's see. I'm going to pause here for a second because I've got a runny nose. So I'm going to take care of that and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, but I didn't want to blow my nose on the screen here. I've had a sinus thing going on for, since the beginning of November, I think. And just enough to make you crazy. And I apologize for the glare on my glasses. I can see it in the screen. I have a little light on here, and because there's no other light coming in from outside, it's so gray and dingy out there, it's reflecting. And so I do have my Christmas tree on next to me here, but it's reflecting off my glasses. And I suppose I could take them off and do the video without my glasses. Let me try that, see how that works. So, let's see, where are we at next? Oh, I did have a purchase, and Marlene Bush from Stitching by the Lake makes these project bags, and she had shown some in one of her videos, and I sent her an email because I didn't see her video right away. I load them up and on my watch later, and then I try to watch them when I'm stitching. And sometimes with some of the longer videos, it takes me, forever to get through that list. Well, I sent her an email and I said, these are the bags that I would like. Do you have any left? And she said, I have the cat bag left. I said, okay, how much? So I sent her the payment, and she sent me the bag, and it's so cute. Look at those Christmas kitties. They're all dressed up in their hats and their beautiful scarves and their smiles. And there they are on the back. And I just love cats. I'm a cat person. And this bag is so nice. And then it has the beautiful white like snowflakes on the inside. So I'm loving it. Thank you, Marlene. I really appreciate it. And then with that, she did send a beautiful little card here. And she also sent me some floss. And these are beautiful colors, and I hope you can see them. The one is a real pretty blue, and this other one is a real pretty light yellow color. Very creamy. I'm sure I'll put those to use. So thank you, Marlene. The floss was unexpected, so I appreciate that. I also got a beautiful Christmas card, and I want to show that to you. Really nice, beautiful Christmas card. And this came from Susan Oberfell, and so I'd like to thank you, Susan, for that. And she sent me a nice note about the fact that I send out the charts that I don't need, the magazine charts. And so that was really nice. And I'd like to say again, thank you to Marlene and thank you to Susan. I really appreciate it. Okay, now let's get to our winners. And let's see where we're at here. Okay, we had, and I was going to run downstairs and get the frog that I had stitched, but he's on the wall down there and I didn't, so we'll just, maybe another time. All right, we had the, let me take off my sticky note. We had the frog chart, which was originally from a kit, and we had one person who requested this, and that was so createful. So please get a hold of me and let me know what your address is. I'll put my email address in the bottom comments of the video if I remember. Sometimes I forget. If I don't, just send me a message on YouTube and say, I need your email address to send you my mailing address, and I'll take care of it. So this one goes to So Createful. And next we have Royal Plumage, or the peacock. I'll try to get that up there. And we had one request from that and that was Yarn Friendly. And Yarn Friendly, I believe I do have your address, so I will get this sent out to you. And if I'm mistaken, get a hold of me and I will take care of that. Victorian House, the one that's the 2-layered one, had a little more interest. And this is the one that has like 2 charts and one is over the top of the other one. And we had 3 requests, and I have the names here on these little pieces of paper, and I'm going to kind of juggle them around and then we'll pull one out. So I'm just going to pick one from there. And Susan Oberfell, you get that. So congratulations, Susan, for getting the Victorian House. So I will stick this up here and make sure that I get that. And I think that I may have had your address from the card or maybe sent you another chart. I don't know. My brain's kind of fluttery today. So, but anyways, we'll see. If I have it, I'll send it to you. And if not, you can get a hold of me. The other 3 charts that I showed had no interest. So I'm going to show them quickly again today. If you see this video but missed out on the other one, then go ahead and let me know that you would like these and I will send them out. I forget what the name of the, 4 Seasons Sampler. So there's the 4 Seasons Sampler, if anybody wants that one. And Be My Valentine. Valentine's Day is going to be here before we know it. Seems like time's just going by so quickly. And then this one, I think they called this Floral Window Ornaments, and there were several. This was one. And there were, oh yeah, there's some other ones there. So if anybody is interested in those now, let me know. And I think there was some extra charts in this package because they were kind of, oh yeah, there was this horse. There. That's in there too, the chart's in there. Okay. So I'm not going to show any charts for giveaway today because I wanted to keep this short, but probably not in my next video because I'll explain that in a minute, but the video after that, so after the first of the year, then I will show 5 or 6 more magazine charts to give away. All right, we're already at 18.5 minutes and I got a little talking to do here. All right, I wanted to talk about my plans. I am going to have a new start on Christmas Day, and that's my Japanese garden, the Dimensions kit that I've shown you before. And I do plan on doing some kitting and getting some things kitted up and ready to go. So that's part of my plans. And I'm in the process of doing a couple of spreadsheets. They're pretty much done, but not totally done. I have a lot of experience working in spreadsheets, Excel, because of the type of work that I did when I was working. So what I did was I put together, the first spreadsheet was called Projects to Do. And because I found out that when I started going through and pulling out the charts and stuff out of these magazines that I wanted to do, I had so many that I want to do. I'm giving away, a lot, but I kept a lot. And I'm not even done with the spreadsheet yet. And I've already got like 67 charts listed. So I thought the easiest way for me to be able to figure out what I would want to do next is to put together a spreadsheet. So basically what I'm doing is I am giving each chart a rating from 1 to 5. 5 would be a chart that I need to do it right away. And 1 would be a chart that, oh, I like it, but, you know, if I don't ever get to it, I can live with that. Well, I started rating everything, and everything was a 4 or a 5. So I thought, okay, I've got to be brutal here. So I have put a few 3s in, but I still don't have any 1s or 2s. So I may have to go back after I finish this and re-rate the stuff. But anyways, that's my plan. Then I have a column for the type that it is. Either it's a kit, it's a store-bought chart, it's a magazine chart, or it's something that I saw that's in a booklet where there are multiple charts. Then the name of the pattern itself or the chart itself, and then the stitch count, and then I am assigning it a size based on stitch count, either small, medium, or large. And basically I'm kind of going with the premise of 65 by 65 or under, or just slightly over would be a small. And let's see, I've got that written down here somewhere. And 120 by 120, whatever dimensions come up in there, is that would be considered a medium. So anything between the small and 120 by 120, or just slightly larger, would be a medium. And then anything well over 120 by 120 would be a large. And this way, I know I can look at the stitch count, but this way I can quickly sort the columns by small, medium, and large. And if I'm looking for a quick stitch, I can go and within just a minute of sorting, I can see all my small charts and just go and look at those. So this is the way I'm putting my spreadsheet together. I like it. I think it's going to work well for me. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, the other spreadsheet that I'm doing is a project history spreadsheet. And what I'm doing with this one is, you know, until maybe early in 2017, I really had never kept track of anything that I did. When I started it, when I finished it, none of the information on it, what I stitched it on, anything. And now that I'm branching out a little bit into different types of material, fabric, still doing basically Aida, and I'm still doing mostly 14 to 18 count because of the vision issues that I have. But I am now starting to buy some hand dyeds and loving them. And so I'd like to keep track of that information. And I know a lot of you like to know when you see a fabric that someone's stitching on what it was, because maybe you'd like to get it. So it helps you to have that information. So the project history is basically putting down all the information about the project. When I started it, when I finished it, if I finished the cross stitches, you know, months ago and I'm still working on the back stitching, I've got a spot there where I'm putting in when I finish the actual cross stitching. So it's going to be kind of a good thing for me, because I can look at it quickly and know how many I finished in 2017, for instance, how many I started in 2017, to kind of see where I'm going. And that brings me then to the video that I plan to do sometime next weekend, either Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whenever I get it done. And with that video next weekend, what I kind of want to do is talk about several things. I'm going to do kind of a year-end wrap-up and talk about the things that I started in 2000, how many I started, how many I finished, blah, blah, blah. Also, I would like to possibly do some charts to share. I said maybe not, but we'll see maybe I'll put that at the very end, and if I have time, I will show 5 or 6 more magazine charts to share with all of you. I would like to share my plans. I don't make real firm plans, but I can give you the gist of what I'd like to start out with 2018 doing. And then since I have acquired all of this stash with these magazine charts, as I said, I think I have 67 on the spreadsheet so far. Well, that includes some kits too, and some, I think I have one regular store-bought chart in there. 67, and I'm still working on it. But I thought maybe you'd like to see some of those magazine charts that I've chosen that I want to do myself. You're seeing the ones I'm giving away. Maybe you're interested in the ones I plan to do. So maybe what I'll plan to do is every time I do a video, show so much of what's in my stash. And I would also like to, in that video next week, do kind of a whip parade. I don't have that many whips. I think I maybe have 8 right now. But I can do a whip parade and show you what I've got and where I'm at with it. And I think that will pretty much wrap up that video. So at this point, I think I'm ready to wrap up this video too. So again, I want to say thank you and welcome to everybody who's here watching. I thoroughly enjoy doing these videos, and I feel like I'm talking to each and every one of you. I know I can't see you, but especially when I get the comments, and then I can feel like we're sitting down and we're actually having a conversation, and I really enjoy that. Also, when you comment, I check to see, do you have any videos out there? And if you do, then I add you to my list so that I can watch you. So that's another thing. I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I hope that everybody has the kind of holiday that they want to have. I know it's not wonderful and joyous for everybody. There are some people out there that have severe health issues or that lose family members at this time of year. That can be very difficult. In 1990, hang on a second. It's been a lot of years, but it's still. In 1990, I lost my father on, I think it was December 2nd. Still hurts. So, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Enjoy it the best you can. Bye, everybody.